So today we are going to do a lot of the usual same stuff. We're going to work on a lot of upper body and shoulder mobility, and then working on our hips as well. So a lot of familiar things. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on all fours. We're going to get into a nice little 4-point position here, making sure that our hands are below our shoulders and our knees are below our hips. Now from here, we're going to keep our arms nice and straight, and we're going to focus on making some really big circles with our shoulders. Right? We can move that torso as well, dropping the chest down and lifting up. Just doing some big circles with those shoulders, 10 in one direction. Once you've done 10 in that one direction, you're going to switch it up and go in the other direction. Really thinking about keeping those arms straight and creating those nice big circles. Once you've done your 10 circles, we're going to reach the hands out a little bit in front of you, and we're going to get into a child's pose here. So dropping the chest down, sinking your bum back, and reaching those fingertips out. Take some big deep breaths here. 5 big deep breaths. Now once you've done your 5 big deep breaths, you're going to take your right hand, staying in the same position, taking your right hand, you're going to thread it through your left side, and try to rotate your torso towards your left side. Again, big deep breaths here, just 5. Trying to reach your right hand to your left side. We're going to take our right hand and bring it back to where it was before. And we're going to do the same thing on our right side. So taking our left hand, turning it through our right side and reaching through, rotating the torso. Again, 5 big deep breaths. And back into our child's pose here. Okay, now we're going to go into our scorpion. So we're going to lie on our stomach. We're going to reach our hands out, making a T with our body. Keeping your core kind of connected and your bum squeezed. We're going to take our right leg and we're just going to reach it across our left side. Try to touch your toe down on the floor, then bring it back and do the same thing with the left. We'll touch and then back. Rotating side to side. Trying to keep our hands on the ground as we rotate. All right, back into our T position here. What I want you to do is we're going to take our right hand, we're going to pull it in towards our shoulder. We're going to keep our left palm flat on the ground. We're going to do the same thing and reach our right leg across our body. Try to use your right hand to kind of push your chest up. That's going to give you a nice stretch into your shoulder, your arm, and into your chest. Breathing in big, 5 big deep breaths. You can also move your hand a little bit, walking your fingertips up or down to change that stretch a little bit. Good, and then bringing our right foot back. Lengthening out our right side now, bringing our left hand in towards your chest. And reaching your left leg across the body. Again, using your left hand to kind of push yourself up and intensify that stretch a little bit. You can walk your fingertips up or down to change that stretch. Now today for class we're gonna need, well, you're already on the ground, so a mat. And then you may also need some props, so you can use pillows or a rolled up mat, some books. And then we'll also need some wall space today. But that's pretty much it. All right. Okay. So, now that we've done our little chest stretches and whatnot, we're gonna do some things on the wall. So finding a spot along the wall somewhere, you're gonna need a good amount of space just so that we can do a full arm circle around the wall. But today we're gonna start with our wall arm stretch. I know most of you have done this before. What we're gonna do is we're gonna place our palm flat on the wall with our fingertips pointed down. Number one thing is keeping that palm nice and flat and keeping your fingertips pointed down towards the ground. Now next what you're gonna do is we're going to straighten out that arm and we're gonna lift the chest. All right, so we're gonna think about our posture, lift the chest, pull the shoulders back. Arm is straight, palm is nice and flat. You should already feel a good stretch into your arm, maybe your fingertips. Now if that feels okay, then you can start to rotate your body away from your arm. Just breathing in big, thinking about that posture, breathing into that rib cage. 5 big deep breaths. One more big deep breath here. And then we can unravel, walk the feet back around, bring the hand down, shake it out a little bit. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So again, palm is nice and flat against the wall, fingertips are pointed down towards the ground. Right? And then the arm is nice and straight. We're gonna lift the chest, pull the shoulders back. And then we can rotate. And always making sure that we don't go too far, right? If you can breathe comfortably, that's good enough. Right? If you find that you're kind of wincing, your breathing isn't nice and calm, then maybe it's a bit too much. And one more big deep breath here. And then you can walk the feet back around, unravel yourself, hand down, and shake it out. All right, and next up, we're gonna do some like arm rotations here. This is gonna work on our thoracic spine, it's gonna work on our shoulder mobility here. We're gonna face perpendicular to the wall, okay? And the closer your feet are to the wall, the more challenging this exercise is. Right, so maybe stand a little bit further away from the wall to start. We're gonna think about our posture, so we're gonna brace our core, we're gonna squeeze our glutes, right? Pulling the shoulders back and down. And we're gonna start with our palm flat against the wall with your thumb pointed down. Now from here, right, we're gonna try to keep our torso exactly where it is. We're gonna circle our arm all the way down, keeping our palm flat against the wall until we make it back around to the other side. Then we'll turn our palm around and do it again. Now we're gonna do 5 circles on one side. And then we're gonna turn around and do the same thing on the other side. Again, still thinking about your posture, breathing in big. And we're gonna turn around. Do the same thing on the other side. Again, palm flat on the wall, thumb starting down, and then making a big circle. Once we've done 5, we're gonna do our wall angels. Now, if you haven't done these before, we're gonna lean against the wall. We're gonna actually walk our feet away from the wall until we just we're leaning our upper body against the wall. Number one thing is we wanna get our back flat against the wall. Thinking about lining up our spine along the wall here. We're gonna tuck our tailbone, vacuum our core in, push our lower back into that wall. Right. Secondly, we're gonna get our shoulders flat against that wall. Now, if you can get those two things nice and flat against the wall, we're gonna reach the arms straight out in front of you. From here, we're gonna squeeze between those shoulder blades and bring those elbows against the wall here. Then flattening the hands against the wall. Still keeping our back nice and flat. So if the hands can't make it all the way back there, that's okay. Go as far as you can. And then we're gonna slide the hands up. Try to touch your fingertips together and then bring them back down. Bring the hands off the wall and forward. Now we're gonna do 10 of those. Right, so squeeze between those shoulder blades, bring the palms flat against the wall, slide all the way up, try to touch the fingertips together and then bring them back down. Remember, we're doing 10 of those. Elbows back, palms back, touch the fingertips, hands forward. Always thinking about keeping that back nice and flat, keeping your core connected, and trying to squeeze right between those shoulder blades. It's like doing your W's from the floor, except we're using the wall as a little bit of a cue. Couple more here. One more. Good. All right, shake it out. Drink some water if you need, and then we're gonna do all the same 3 stretches again. So we're gonna start with the wall arm stretch, move on to the circles, and then back through your wall angels. All right, so start with the right hand, palm flat against the wall, fingertips pointed down, arm is straight, lift the chest up, shoulders back and down, and then we can start to rotate if that feels okay. Very nice. Okay. Oh, Linda, turn the palm the other way. So, yeah, and then keep going, other way. So we want to think about like pulling the shoulder back. Yeah, there you go, you got it. Good. 5 big deep breaths here. And then we can unravel, shake the arm out, and go on the other side. Now we want to think about lifting the chest, opening up the armpit. So we're not closing down the armpit, we're opening it up. Good. One more big deep breath. And then we can walk the feet back around, unravel, shake it out. Okay. Now we're going to stand perpendicular to the wall. If it was too easy the first time, you can walk your feet in closer towards the wall or further away if it was a little bit too difficult, right? Starting with our thumb pointed down, palm flat against the wall, right? Chest up, shoulders back and down, vacuum the core, squeeze your bum. And then you're doing your 5 circles, 5 big circles. We're not rushing through it, we're taking our time. And then we can turn around, do the same thing on the other side. Again, palm flat, Thumb starting down, core tight, bum squeezed. Once you've done your 5, we can go back to our wall angels. Again, feet away from the wall just so we can lean back, right? We're gonna vacuum the core, tuck the tailbone, flattening that back. And we're gonna go arms straight out from the chest, keep the shoulders down away from the ears, and good squeeze between those shoulder blades as you bring the elbows back. Up, slide, reach those fingertips together. And then back down. Really trying to squeeze between those shoulder blades as much as you can. Still thinking about that core. Thinking about squeezing between those shoulder blades. Flattening that back. Almost there, guys. You can always take breaks if you need. Shake the shoulders out. Last 2. And last 1. Remember, shoulders are down away from the ears. Keep that back flat. Shake it out. Drink some water if you need. We got one more round of everything. Then we'll move on to the hips. Phew. All right. I'm gonna go for that wall arm stretch one last time. Palm is flat, fingertips pointed down. Arms straight, lift the chest, open up that armpit. Then you can rotate if that feels okay. Breathing in big. And one more big deep breath. Okay, and then we can unravel. Shake that arm out. Last time, other side. Palm flat, arms straight, lift the chest, and start to rotate. Breathing in big. Walk those feet back, unravel, shake out those arms. Then we're going to do our shoulder rotations. Right? Again, perpendicular to the wall here, starting with our thumb pointed down, palm is flat. And doing our 5 big circles here. Turn around, same thing other side. Right, keeping our core tight, our bums squeezed. Okay. All right, shake it out, and then one last time doing our wall angels. Feet away from the wall, leaning back, vacuuming the core, trying to flatten out our back as much as we can. Good, then reaching the hands out in front of us. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. Squeeze between those shoulder blades, pulling the elbows back. Back of the hands against the wall, sliding up and down. Trying to squeeze as much as we can throughout this whole movement, squeezing right between those shoulder blades. Speed it up a little bit this time if we want. Why not? One more. And relax. Okay, shake it out. We're gonna move on to our hips. So we're gonna start with our windshield wipers. Our feet are gonna be out in front of us. We can go a little bit wider than our shoulders here with our feet. We're gonna bring our hands back behind us, lifting the chest and pulling the shoulders back. And then we're just gonna go through our windshield wipers, trying to drop our knees to our right and our left side. Just warming up our hips a little bit. Also thinking about trying to keep our feet and our bum kind of in the same position. Don't let them migrate around. Drop our knees to our right side here. We're going to take our hands and we're going to place them on either side of that right knee. We're going to think about bring our belly button to our knee. Right? Chest out, shoulders back. We're just going to bring that belly button to our knee, and then we're going to curl back up. We're going to reach as much as we can, belly button to knee, and then curl back up. Do 5 of these stretch waves. And on your 5th one, I want you to hang out at the bottom of that stretch. You're going to widen out your hands. And instead of going up and down, we're just going to move from side to side, left to right. Again, still thinking about your posture. It's like somebody's pulling a string up the top of your head. Bring our hands back behind us again. We're just going to go through those windshield wipers before we move on to our left side. We're turning to our left side here. Again, hands on either side of that left knee. All right, thinking about our posture, chest out, shoulders back and down, reaching our belly button to our left knee, and then curling back up. Reach. Again, we're doing 5. last one, we're gonna go all the way to the bottom of that stretch. We're gonna open up our hands a little bit. We're gonna go from left to right again. Still thinking about our posture. Still trying to reach our belly button out towards our knee. Alright, coming back up, just doing a couple more side to side before we move on to our 90-90 position. Now this is when you're going to need or may need a prop, not necessarily, but this is only if you have a hard time with either internal or external rotation of the hips. So if it feels like it's really pinchy in this position, that's when you'll want a prop. So what we're going to do is we're going to get two 90-degree angles with our legs here. So we're going to start with our right side. So our right leg is going to be out in front of us here in that 90-degree position, right? So the knee goes straight out from the hip into that 90 position right in front of us. And then our left leg is going to be kind of in the opposite position, right? Facing back behind us this way. Now, if this is hard on your hips, you're already feeling it pinch a little bit and we can't rotate towards our right side, that's when you're going to take something to kind of lift you up just a little bit, and you're gonna put it underneath your right butt cheek. That's gonna raise you up a little bit and make that internal and external rotation just a little bit easier. If this is fine, what I want you to do is place your hands just behind your right leg, or you can bring it out in front if you can go a little bit deeper into that stretch. Right? As long as you're able to maintain nice square hips towards our right leg here and good posture. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a PNF stretch. So from this position, making sure that we're feeling a bit of a stretch here. If you're not, try to go a little bit deeper into that stretch. Then from here, just using the strength of your legs, not pressing with your hand or anything, we're going to press our knee into the mat for 5 seconds. Ready, and press your right knee into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Now we're going to do the same thing but with the right foot. Press that right foot into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now relax. Ease out of the stretch just a little bit. Big inhale and exhale. Bring it forward just a little bit extra. Try to go a little deeper into that stretch. Rotate those hips a little bit more towards your right side. And again, we're going to press our right knee into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now press your right foot into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Again, ease out of that stretch just a little bit. Big inhale and exhale. Rotate back. Try to go as deep as you can into that stretch. And pressing our right knee into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Pressing the right foot into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now just hanging out here for a couple breaths. Think about that posture. Try to relax into that stretch just a little bit. Good. All right, we can bring the hands back up. Now we're going to bring our hands behind us. We're going to lift the chest, pull the shoulders back, keeping our legs exactly where they are. We're trying to rotate towards our left side now. What we're looking to feel is a good stretch in through our left leg here, maybe in the quad, maybe right in the hip. Trying to rotate as much as we can towards our left leg. A couple big deep breaths here. Good. And then bringing our hands back towards our right side. So now rotating towards our right leg here. Now we're going to go into some internal leg lifts, internal hip rotation leg lifts. So from this position, we're trying to keep our right leg and our torso exactly where it is, right? And all we're going to do is we're just going to hover our left foot off the ground, right? It doesn't have to lift like all the way up. All I want is just the tiniest little lift off the ground You may feel a little bit of pinching through here, and that's okay. As long as you can breathe through it, I want you to keep trying. We're just gonna do 3 lifts for 5 seconds each. Are we ready? And little lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Again, and lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And last one for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Phew. Okay. Now bring our hands back behind us again. This time we're going to do some external rotation. This one tends to be a little bit easier. So for this one we're going to keep our right leg exactly where it is, and this is when our left knee is going to be lifting instead of the foot. So we're going to rotate outwards, getting that knee to lift as high as we can, and then back down. Again, thinking about our posture, chest out, shoulders back and down as we lift that knee up and bring it back down. Trying to keep our right leg exactly where it is. We're just doing 10. Couple more. And last one. All right, now we're gonna do all the same stuff on our other side. So again, we're getting into that 90-90 position here, right? Trying to get our left leg out in front of us, rotating our hips towards that left leg, right? And then our right leg is in that 90 position out behind us this way. All right, so starting with our hands either just behind or just in front of that left leg here, trying to keep everything nice and square, kind of getting into that stretch until you start to feel a little bit of a stretch in that left hip. And from here, we're gonna do our PNF, pressing our left knee into the mat for 5 seconds. Ready, and go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Now pressing our left foot into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, ease out of that stretch just a little bit. Big inhale, and exhale, rotating forward, trying to get a little deeper into that stretch. And again, pressing our knee into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Pressing the foot into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Ease out of that stretch just a little bit. Big inhale. Exhale, trying to go as deep as you can. And last time, pressing our knee into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And pressing the foot into the mat for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Phew. Now just hanging out there for a couple breaths. Still thinking about our posture. When somebody's pulling that string out of the top of your head. Good. And now we're going to get our hands back behind us here. Now we're rotating towards our right leg, keeping our legs exactly where they are. I'm trying to feel that stretch through that right leg or into the hip. Bring our hands back in line with that left leg. Now we're going to go through our internal rotation leg lifts. So this time on our right leg, just hovering our foot ever so slightly off the ground for 5 seconds each, just 3 times. Ready, and go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. And up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Last one, and up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relaxing back down. Nicely done. All right, bring our hands back behind us one last time. We are going to do our external hip rotations. So keeping our left leg where it is, we're going to rotate our right leg out 10 times. And keep that left leg nice and stable. And that right leg to move, right knee to move. Once you've done 10, we're going to do those windshield wipers one last time, just to get everything nice and loose, moving again. Perfect. All right. Last stretch is going to be our runner stretch here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our left foot and we're going to bring it out in front of us. From here, we're going to take our hands and place them down on the inside of that left foot, trying to line up our arms with that left leg. Then we're going to think about our posture. Again, chest out, shoulders are backing down, trying to flatten out our back as much as we can. And then from here, we're going to straighten out our right leg back behind us. We're just going to tap that knee down, straightening the leg back up. We're going to do 10 knee taps up and down. Thinking about our posture the whole time, trying to make it so that our upper body and that front leg doesn't move as we tap that knee up and down. You can even squeeze your right glute as you straighten out that leg. And once you've done 10, drop that right knee back down. From here, we're going to take our left hand and we're going to do some rotations with the torso. So reaching that arm all the way up, trying to twist as much as we can, and then back down, just 5. Nice. All right, switching sides. Bringing our right leg forward, hands around the inside of that right leg. Right, trying to line up our arms and that right leg. Then thinking about our posture, chest out, back is nice and flat. And then straightening out that left leg. And then dropping the knee back down. Again, another 10 knee taps. Once you've done 10, we're going to drop that knee back down, and this time we're going to rotate with our right arm, trying to reach all the way up and back down. Again, 5 times. And then relaxing back. All right, now we're going to move on to a bit of strength work, not too much. We're going to start with some glute bridges and do some dead bugs, and then that's it for the day. All right, so starting with some regular glute bridges. Both feet are flat on the ground, shoulder width apart. We're going to tuck our bum, vacuum the core, squeeze your butt, and then lift the hips up. Giving you a good squeeze to your bum, and then lowering back down. We're just going to do 10 regular glute bridges. Once you've done 10, we're going to do some single leg bridges. All right, once you've done 10, we're going to move on to our single leg bridges. So we're going to keep one foot on the ground, other leg can either be bent or straight, whatever feels better for you, right? All the same things, we're just using one leg. So you're going to do 5 per side, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the core, and drive the hips up. Trying to keep them nice and even. Squeezing that one bum cheek. Remember, it's just 5. And then we're switching sides. Same thing, other side. moving on to our dead bugs. Arms and legs go up. We're doing 20 dead bugs. So it's up to you if you're doing alternating arms and legs just like that, or both arms and legs. Number one thing, trying to keep our back nice and flat, pushing our belly button to our spine. Keeping the rib cage down. Once you've done your 20, we're going to go back to our bridges. So again, 10 of our regular glute bridges up and down. Tuck, squeeze the bum. Keep the core tight as you lift the hips up. Remember, we're trying to use our glutes and our hamstrings here, not feeling anything in our lower back. If you are starting to feel anything in your lower back, don't bring the hips up quite so high. Right, just go up until you can feel your bum squeeze. Then you can go back down. Once you've done your 10, move on to those single leg bridges. Remember, it's 5 per side. Try to keep those hips even. Try to keep that knee in line with your hip. And then another round of dead bugs. Arms and legs up. You either do alternating arms and legs or both arms and legs. Once you're done your dead bugs, you have one last round, starting with those glute bridges. Regular glute bridges, again, another 10. And making sure those hips are nice and even, making sure the knees don't flare out wide, keeping them in line with the hips. Tuck, squeeze that butt. Once you've done 10, we can move on to the single leg bridges. Again, it's just 5. And 5. And then your dead bugs. Last 20 dead bugs. And then you're done for the day.